A millionaire returned home unannounced and stood frozen in shock when he saw what the maid was doing to his son. Before we jump into this story, drop a comment below telling us what time it is and where you're watching from. Also, don't forget to strike that like and subscribe button. Let's dive in. The house, normally buzzing with the soft hum of activity, was eerily quiet. The silence in the grand halls felt off, unsettling even. Sarah carefully shifted the laundry basket from one hip to the other, her ears straining for any noise from the baby. She'd worked in lavish homes for years, but there was something about this estate, the Caldwell mansion, that made it different. This wasn't just a home of shiny marble and picture-perfect rooms. It was a place she had grown fond of, especially for one tiny heartbeat inside it. Little Liam. At just 8 months old, Liam was a bundle of energy, already crawling faster than she could manage a set of laundry. That morning, she had laid him down on a soft blanket, surrounded by toys in the laundry room. But as usual, his eyes were fixated on something far more exciting: the bright knobs on the washer and the round window that reflected his curious face. Sarah bent over the basket, chuckling softly, when she heard his innocent babbling. "What's got your attention now, little man?" she whispered. But when she turned, her breath caught in her chest. Liam had managed to shuffle closer to the washing machine, his tiny hands pressed against the cool metal. Before she could intervene, he gave a small giggle and tried to pull himself up, completely captivated by his own reflection. The machine was switched off, unplugged, and secure. Sarah had checked it as she always did. Yet when Liam tottered forward, losing his balance for just a second, she sprang across the room, catching him just before his tiny head hit the ground. He let out a delighted squeal, mistaking the close call for a game. His small hands shot forward, and in the flurry of the moment, his body slid halfway into the wide, empty washer drum. "Sweet Jesus," Sarah murmured, her heart racing as she laughed nervously, holding onto his waist with one hand while her other braced the door from shutting. Liam squealed again, pure joy radiating from him as his legs kicked, as if he had discovered the ultimate hideout. His laughter filled the room, so loud it nearly drowned out the frantic beat of her heart. She gently pulled him out. "You little rascal," she smiled, despite the tension in her voice. "You trying to make me gray already?" Liam's chubby hands clung to her arm, his face lit up with happiness. She entertained him further by making exaggerated faces, pretending the washer was about to swallow him whole. Liam's laughter grew louder, and through it all, Sarah held him safe. This wasn't just about keeping him entertained, it was a skill she had perfected. Having raised 3 younger siblings and worked as a nanny before becoming a maid, she understood children far better than many parents. But just as the moment of laughter settled, something caught her eye, and it wasn't over yet. What could possibly happen next? But even the simplest moments had a way of unraveling in the most unexpected ways. The sound of a door creaking open pierced the air. Heavy footsteps reverberated across the polished floors. Sarah froze, her body stiff, Liam still giggling in her arms. She turned toward the doorway just in time to see the towering figure of James Caldwell, the owner of the house, appear in the threshold. He'd been away on business for weeks, bouncing from city to city, consumed by the demands of meetings and deadlines. But today he decided to return early, wanting to witness firsthand how things ran in his absence. What he walked in on, though, froze him in place. His son, halfway inside the washing machine, and the maid, bent over, laughing as if everything was normal. The rug beneath their feet seemed to mock the situation, turning the entire scene into a nightmare. "What is this?" James's voice cracked, sharp and demanding. He stormed forward, his polished shoes striking the floor with force, his face twisted in disbelief and anger. Sarah stepped back, clutching Liam tightly, a protective instinct kicking in. The baby, sensing the change, stopped laughing, a soft whimper escaping him. "Sir, it's not what you think," Sarah stammered, her voice shaking but her grip firm. She rocked Liam gently, trying to calm him. "He was playing crawling over here. The machine is off." "I swear I would never." Her words trailed off, but James wasn't listening. His fists clenched, his breath ragged with fear and anger. His heart raced, visions of what could have been flooding his mind. You put my son in there?" His voice boomed, shaking the walls. Sarah shook her head furiously, eyes brimming with tears. "No, no. He slipped. I caught him before he could hurt himself. He's safe, I swear. He's safe." She pulled Liam closer, his cheek now pressed against her shoulder, his tiny hand clutching her uniform. But as James looked on, something about the scene didn't sit right. What had really happened here? James stopped just a few feet away, his jaw clenched tight, his entire body trembling with the anger churning inside him. He stared at her, at the baby, at the open washing machine, caught in a storm of disbelief and fury. He wasn't sure whether to trust her words or let his rage explode in the one place he thought was safe. "Tell me," he said, his voice low and harsh, slicing through the tension. "What exactly were you doing with my son?" Sarah's throat tightened, but she spoke anyway. "Sir, please, you have to believe me. He was playing near the washer. I was watching him the whole time. He tried to pull himself up and slipped. He got halfway in before I could stop him. I never let go of him. He laughed because I turned it into a game to keep him calm." "Do you think this is funny?" he shot back, his voice cracking but filled with fury. "Do you think my son's life is something to laugh about? Do you know what I saw when I walked in? I saw my boy trapped in that machine." His words trailed off, unable to say what his mind conjured. Sarah shook her head, tears falling freely. "No, sir, it's not a joke. I swear I would never hurt him. I care for him like my own. You're gone so often. I'm the one who rocks him when he can't sleep. I'm the one who feeds him when he cries at night. He knows me. He trusts me. If I ever put him in danger, would he be reaching for me right now?" James faltered, his eyes shifting between her tear-streaked face and his son, nestled safely in her arms. Liam whimpered softly, then looked up with big wet eyes, reaching for his father. The sight shattered something inside James. He stepped forward, gently lifting the boy from her arms, holding him close. The room fell silent except for the soft sniffles of the baby. But as he held Liam, a question lingered in James's mind. Was there more to this than he understood? James pressed his face into his son's hair, inhaling deeply, trying to calm the storm within him. Slowly he raised his eyes to Sarah, his gaze now searching. "You're telling me he crawled into that machine on his own?" His voice was still firm but softened with doubt. "Yes," Sarah answered, her voice steady. "I pulled him out immediately. The washer was off. I check it every morning before he even comes near. He was safe, I swear." She wiped her eyes, holding his gaze despite the tremor in her hands. "It may look worse than it is, but I would never let him be hurt." James studied her, the fire in his chest refusing to die. He wanted to stay angry. It was easier than confronting the fear that had taken over. But as he looked at her, the truth became undeniable. Liam wasn't afraid of her, he'd been laughing. In that moment of near disaster, the child had trusted her, enough to find joy even in chaos. A painful truth clicked in James's mind: he hadn't been there. Not for the tumble, not for the laughter, not for so many moments in his son's life. Business, meetings, travel, they had always taken precedence. Sarah had been the one there, filling in the gaps. He released a heavy breath, his voice rough. "You're right," he murmured, his voice tight with regret. "It looked awful." A pause, his chest aching. "God, Sarah. You don't know what I thought when I saw him in there." But as the words left his mouth, a question lingered in his mind. What had truly happened here? He closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them again, his gaze softer this time. "I believe you," he said quietly, his voice steady. Relief surged through Sarah so powerfully, her legs nearly buckled. She braced herself against the washer, her voice barely a whisper. "Thank you, sir." James looked down at Liam, who had relaxed in his arms. The baby reached out toward Sarah, a soft sound escaping him. More than a whimper, it was a gentle plea. James hesitated but stepped forward, letting Liam stretch just far enough for Sarah to take his little hand. The boy smiled, his damp lashes fluttering, creating a bridge between them. The tension in the room started to fade. James's voice softened for the first time that day. "You've treated him like your own, haven't you?" Sarah lowered her eyes, her heart heavy with emotion. "I've done what anyone with a heart would do." He needs love and I give him all I can." James swallowed, emotions rising unexpectedly. For years he'd seen staff as just employees, nothing more. But standing there, with his son reaching for a woman bound not by blood or money, but by love, James felt something shift within him. "I owe you more than just a paycheck," he murmured, his words thick with gratitude. "I owe you my thanks." Sarah shook her head, still holding Liam's hand. "Just promise me, sir, you'll be here more. He needs his father." The words hit him harder than any reprimand. James nodded slowly, the truth weighing heavily on him. "You're right," he whispered. "He does." In that quiet laundry room, the millionaire, the maid, and the child stood together. An unlikely bond built not on wealth but on something far more powerful. But as James looked at them, he couldn't shake the feeling. Was this the turning point he'd been waiting for? If this story touched you, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more heart-wrenching, dramatic, and surprising stories. And drop a comment below letting us know where you're watching from. We love connecting with all of you. Until next time, stay compassionate, stay curious, and keep tuning in.